Today, we're diving into the age-old recorder debate, Baroque or German. Stick around, because we're about to uncover the pros and cons of both for beginner students. Let's start by getting the basics in place. How does one tell the difference between a Baroque and German recorder? Well, it's all in the holes. The Baroque recorder has a smaller fourth hole and a larger fifth hole, while the German flips it, making the fourth hole larger and the fifth smaller. Also, most recorders tend to be labeled with a B or G above the thumb hole, so you can easily tell them apart without playing detective. When you're teaching beginners using the all-too-common bag approach, there's not much difference between the two systems, at least not yet. Both systems handle B, A, and G the same way. It's when you start using the right hand and adding that pesky F note that things start to get blown out of proportion. The Baroque recorder uses a forked fingering to hit the F note. That means you gotta lift your middle finger while covering all the other holes. The forked fingering has its advantages, particularly when you're playing more complex music with lots of accidentals. But for beginners, this could be a real stumbling block. Imagine trying to figure out notation, sound, and then suddenly hitting a fork in the road with that F fingering. Instead of a forked F, the German recorder gives a sequential fingering that's much more intuitive for beginners. To play an F, you just add one finger to the G fingering. Simple, right? No forks in the road. Just a nice straight path to success. And for young learners, this makes a world of difference. Now let's talk about what's going on in our students' heads. When kids are learning an instrument, they're juggling a lot. Think about this. They're reading music, figuring out the sound, audiating, then matching it all up with their fingers. That's like trying to pat your head, rub your belly, and juggle at the same time. The simpler fingering system of the German recorder helps lighten that load. It scaffolds the students' learning and gives them the breathing room to focus on the basics rather than tripping over tricky fingerings. At the end of the day, if you're gearing up for recorder season and wondering which to choose, German or Baroque, Baroque or German, just remember, it's all about setting our students up for success. If we take into account the pedagogical merits and the fine motor skills of children, the German recorder, with its easy fingering, is a perfect fit for beginners in a classroom setting. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy teaching and happy musicking.